All right, we are back, and again, so sorry for the delays, guys, but you guys have stuck it through here. We truly appreciate it. And while we weren't able to find parting, we did bring an awesome replacement. So we're definitely still going to have a second round of 4 match, and it's actually going to be between FanTaSy now and Solar. So it's going to be a nice TVP coming up.
Yeah, which like presented the opportunity to see fantasy versus reality, which would be fun. There's a lot of
You
there's a lot,
think of that? That's good. That's really good.
but but unfortunately, reality did lose, right? Or could that happen?
No,
Wait,
reality won.
oh,
He
reality,
defeated
so that
Bravo
could
3-1.
happen. All
Yeah.
right, so if fantasy wins, we could see fantasy versus reality. That could be fun. But everyone
Oh my
knows
gosh.
Solar has been a monster in Legacy of the Void, so we'll see. He just beat a number of people,
Yeah.
TY and Bomber,
Mm-hmm.
in the Shoutcraft tournament that happened this weekend as well, to win himself $10,000. So
Yeah.
Solar woke up this morning and won $10,000, and now he's going to be trying to add on. What is it? Is it $300 for the? Yeah, $300
It is.
tonight.
Yeah.
So win $10,000 in the morning, and then $300 at night. A little bit less, but
Hey, I mean, more money, right? Why not?
sure,
And
why
for
not?
him, it seems like Legacy is almost free money or something because he's just cruising right through a lot of these tournaments. And it would have been awesome to have him do a rematch against Parting after losing to him in
Yeah,
pots. But hey, this is gonna be an awesome ZVT, so we'll
sure.
definitely be moving right into it soon.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. I really wanted to see Parting because I'm mostly a Protoss player. That's my certainly my best race, at least in Heart of the Swarm, and Legacy of the Void too, probably. I look like a fool when I play Terran these days, but yeah, I was looking forward to watching Parting, but that's okay. Fantasy's a great replacement, and we'll see what happens. It should be a good one. I mean, again, Solar has been the king of the Void so far, but it's very early
Yes.
on in the era of Legacy of the Void. So we'll see what happens here.
All right. So once again, best of 5. Winner gets 100. Loser gets 50. Well, actually, winner doesn't get anything. That's to be determined in the finals, but loser does get 50. So game
Yeah,
number 1 is going to be on Central Protocol, guys. So this is going to be the first time we see a 4-player map here on Fight Night for Legacy, that is. And we're going to find out very shortly where everyone is. There we go. All right. So Red Terran spawning on the upper right-hand side. Actually, we're going to redo this because Solar
interesting.
requested we turn off match history and it wasn't done. So,
That's interesting. He really, I mean, does he know this is being streamed? Probably. That's, I don't know. Because anyone who's studying him can come and watch these VODs. Hey, if you're a pro player watching this in the future, looking to research Solar, welcome. How are you? Uh, of course, I guess that makes sense. He's really taking it seriously. Doesn't want anyone knowing his Legacy of the Void strats.
it's fair enough. So,
Yeah.
we're going to reset up that lobby, guys. So, just be another minute or so as we get that going. But I wonder if players care. So, like, you can do no build order as well. And, would a player be like, no, it has to be no match history? I don't even care if you can't see my build order.
So yeah, what
I
does
don't
that
know.
mean? That just means people can't see who you've played, I suppose?
Yeah, yeah. It just means
Uh,
it doesn't even show up at all.
oh,
So
okay.
I don't
So he
know.
wants
Like,
to say maybe he did that in Shoutcraft too. Just every single one of his games, no one can see his match history, which is fine. Trying to stay covert.
all right. Well, the players are spawning in different locations this time, as is the randomness of a 4-player map. So here we go. We do have here the Blue Zerg spawning on the bottom left of Central Protocol. He is playing for Samsung Galaxy. He's going to try to meet his teammate in the finals. We do have here Solar.
And his opponent in the top location wasn't initially slated to play this evening, but Parting, who was our player before, we could not find him. Hopefully he's okay. Probably just sleeping. But this will be his replacement. He is the red Terran player represented by Dead Pixels, I believe. He
Hmm.
is
That's correct.
FanTaSy.
Oh man, fantasy versus reality. That needs to happen.
I know.
That needs to happen. As much as I like Solar,
Good.
I don't know if I care.
Yeah. We'll see. Solar is really good at Legacy of the Void already. And yeah, this is our first Zerg we're seeing tonight, so that's fun. Seeing very fast hatchery, followed by a gas and a pool. Pretty standard stuff so far. It looks like we're going to see a Reaper opening from FanTaSy. Getting his barracks, adding on the gas, and he has enough minerals for an expansion. But is he going to make one? Let's see. Looks like he is.
Looks like you will.
Going to plop
So
it right
far,
down.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So far, a very HOTS-like opener from both guys. Obviously, very accelerated thanks to the mining upgrades or changes in Legacy. And first try, FanTaSy is going to get the scout on Solar, so that Reaper is going to know exactly where to go.
Yeah, that early Reaper, pretty fun. You can do some damage with it if you're lucky, but obviously its main utility is to get some scouting information and try to find out where your opponent is. And sometimes the SCV can make a bunker, make it even more annoying, but FanTaSy not going to do anything like that. Adding on a reactor immediately. Of course, we see his expansion down at his natural. So we'll be able to go into double marine production and has the option to switch the factory onto that reactor to add on some Hellions. But right now, the Reaper charging into his opponent's main base. There are quite a few things there, so I don't expect him to be able to do too much damage. Getting one Ling. Speed for those Lings is only about halfway done. It's important to note that all of the drones are still on gas. And he's actually adding on another gas, so he's going to be quickly mining that gas. I'm not sure what he wants to do here. Okay, Roach Warren. Interesting. It's pretty early Roach Warren. Well, I guess not really.
Everything's early, isn't it?
Sure, yeah, like Steel Void. Obviously, he can try to be aggressive, but what some players will do is just make a few roaches just to be able to deal with the Hellions while continuing with the drone production and potentially protecting a third. However, getting a third here is not the simplest thing. I suppose the best thing to do for Solar would be break the rocks and take the third at the bottom side of the map. As taking the third, that would make more sense if y'all were like cross position. Is not really an option here, as it's literally right next to his opponent's natural expansion. So
yeah,
keep an eye on that.
This is and when both players are spawning on the same side, left or right, it does make it very awkward to take that third base. It's so far away, and they have to break the rocks first. So definitely doing no favors for Solar here. But he's going to try to see what he can do here with these Lings. Actually take out his opponent's rocks for him, as opposed to his own. Interestingly enough.
That is interesting.
So yeah, that could just be why he is going for the
Wow,
Roach
look at
push.
how many units he's making here.
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't want to take a third. It's just, he would go for that 2-base timing.
He
so
might do
here
it behind
is.
it, but he wants to bust open the front door. Now he wants to hide his intentions. That's important. But this can be really good because even if your opponent is able to protect their front door, I mean, he has those Lings attacking the back rocks. Okay, a Marine's going to prevent that, but that's another potential entry point. Roach is coming in here. Bunker's not yet done. It's not like there's a siege tank anywhere, so this is going to be a bit of a crisis management mode here. Trying to get a Liberator out on the field. Has about 6 Hellions and a Reaper, but that's nowhere near enough to deal with this attack from Solar.
Not at all. And we are seeing Ravagers right now just unload on just about everything here. And they're going to bust down this door.
Look at all these units. This is over.
Lings, yeah, it truly is. Lings are going to
GG.
make their way into that mineral line. Hellbats are going to try to get in there, but remember, Roaches and Ravagers not exactly afraid of those. And this is going to be a tough hold here for FanTaSy, but so far he's keeping most of his SCVs alive.
This is done. This is over. This is a pretty awesome attack, honestly. As a person who's played Terran, I'm scared to play Zergs who are watching this. But as a person who also plays Zerg on ladder, I'm a little bit happy because I have this replay now and I can use this build. This is like probably super hard to hold, and you can do this against any fast expanding Terran. And we're already learning stuff here from Solar. Taking game one,
Yep.
easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Oh man, that was a strong 2-base timing, and you definitely hinted at it. Axotos, early Roach Warren. Hey, this third is really hard to take on this map.
Yeah.
So why even try? And man, that was one push fantasy was not equipped to handle at all.
The Ravagers actually surprised me a little bit, but makes a ton of sense. I just I'm still on the heart of the swarm state of mind. Just
Mm,
like, oh wow, those are Ravagers. All right. Um, so
yeah.
really cool move. And again, I'm excited that that happened. Actually, that's a build I can pull out in my platinum games right now. Um, yeah, we'll see if Solar can continue with awesome builds and fantasy. Of course, tagged at the last second to play here to replace parting. He's got
Hmm.
to come up with something a little bit better than that if he wants to get to the finals here.
Yeah, is he shaking off some rust here? We don't know, but game one was definitely a rude awakening. So we'll see in game two if he can, try to fight his way back. And it's going to happen on Ruins of Seras,
Okay.
whichever one it is.
Seras. I'm trying to think of other words in the StarCraft 2 universe that end with AS or have similar pronunciation. I don't know. Seras. Seras, I think, makes more sense, maybe. What was the other one you said? Seras and
Seras.
Seras. Seras. We can decide. We're the commentators. We're the ones who say it.
That's true. We do make the rules here on Team
Great,
Gravity Fight
great
Night.
power comes great responsibility, though. I
Yeah,
kind of like Seras, maybe. It's a little bit easier to say.
okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's agree on that one.
Seras? Seras?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Watch, like
Maybe we
no
could.
one knew how to say it, like at all, and then like we just it was you
We
and
just
me today
there it is. We
tonight.
need to find it. Let it be
Yep.
known.
All right,
Seras.
all our viewers, please spread
Ruins of
this
Seras.
everywhere, and we want credit.
No, it seriously is. Honestly, the commentators you kind of come up with it. Like I'm trying to remember some examples with like Tasis and Artosis saying units in a particular way, and just everyone else starts saying it that way too. I
Mm,
think was it like the plural of Colossus or plural of Nex, something like that. That was always ambiguous. No one ever knew. The
right.
commentators decided. Of course, someone could, I guess, try to call up a developer and get the official, but there, what's the fun in that? We'll make it up on our own.
Indeed. All right, so let's see who's spawning where. We do have here the blue Zerg spawning on the upper left-hand side of Ruins of Seras.
Yes.
It is the player for Samsung Galaxy. Currently up 1-0. It is Solar.
And his opponent in the top right-hand location of the Ruins of Seras, we have the Red Terran player representing Dead Pixels. Currently down 0-1. Needs to be a little bit more safe, probably. But he's like, LOL, I'm just going to take another fast command center. He is Fantasy.
All right, so
These
fantasy.
positions, man. I mean, same, kind of like same deal. Which I don't know if Solar is sad about or happy about. I feel like a normal Zerg would be a little bit sad. But Solar's like, all right, I'll just do a two-base thing. GG.
I think the third here is a little more manageable than last map. I mean, last map was just ridiculous. This map,
Yeah,
it's better for
sure.
sure.
Much bigger map, too, I
Yeah,
think.
that as well. So we'll see if Solar goes 3 base this time. But of course, Fantasy has to do a better job of just kind of keeping an eye out for what Solar is doing because I mean he's shown the willingness to all in on 2 base, so you cannot sleep on that possibility now.
Yep. Um, it's interesting he's not sending out a SCV, which is a little bit surprising because it's a four-player map, so he has no idea where his opponent's spawning. However, I do expect a Reaper to be made in seconds right now. No, we're not going with Reaper, so he's going to stay completely in the dark, going straight
Yeah.
to factory reactors. So he's going to want to get Hellions out as fast as possible, and that's how he's going to scout his opponent.
Yeah. So, last game he did go for the Reaper early. Didn't get much damage, but it was of course to scout his opponent.
Whoa.
Didn't seem to do him any favors. We do have some lings now moving across the center of the map to scout the opponent. Gonna be a
Look at
while
this.
though.
Look at this layer.
Lair? Yeah, that
It's
is
already well underway.
very
Solar,
early,
what are you up
right?
to? I like this guy. I like this guy. I wonder what he's going to do with that. What is he going to do? Still on one gas. Like a Nidus? No, Nidus would be silly. Maybe though. No. Solar,
we'll
why
have
do you
to
do this to me? Oh, he's getting ready to build something. Or is he?
Roach
Oh,
Warren.
That doesn't really tell anything.
He's gonna have to take a second gas. There you go. And a third as well.
Fast roach speed, I guess.
Yeah, that's got to be it. It's got to be it.
Is that? We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, FanTaSy getting his economy jump started, already mining on his 2 bases, no issue whatsoever. Going straight into Banshee. This is like a standard kind of Heart of the Swarm opening, pretty much. Getting Hellions out without the reactor factory, jumping into Starport. And it is a Nidus. Wow. Okay. I guess it's not silly.
Good call. Roach and Nidus. Maybe not speed then. Probably no.
Yeah, because I was thinking. I mean, at first I thought Nidus, but I was like, wait a second. He doesn't even have an Overlord near his opponent's main base. I mean, there's a lot of room in the main base, certainly, but I didn't see anything. And I saw he had Lings over there, but Lings can't see it, Icon. But as we speak, he's changing an Overlord into an Overseer, so he will have vision pretty soon. And he's loading Queens up. Ooh, Solar, a man after my heart. I used to do this all the time with Heart of the Storm. Everyone laughed at me. I won some games.
Well, perhaps he's going to make it work in Legacy. We'll see. Right now, few Hellions outside for FanTaSy here, just trying to see what comes out of Solar's base. Except if the Nidus takes place, nothing's going to come out.
I wouldn't reveal all these roaches, but it looks like he is. What? Okay, where's the Nidus? I'm confused.
Well, he's revealing the
He's
Overseer.
doing it right. Wait, I don't understand. Can the Terran not see the Nidus until it's out? They changed that? Really? So they changed that. Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still.
And it's invulnerable.
Yeah, I'm still adjusting to Legacy of Void. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. And there's GG. Wow.
GG, just like that. Oh my goodness. You know, if you're FanTaSy and you see the Overseer just chilling on top there, like, what are you thinking? I mean, it's easy to say, oh, you should have known, but
what can he do? Like, that makes me really like start to think about it. Why did I hit play again? That's my bad. I hope no one accepts that, or if it accepts anything. Anyway, yeah, that really gets me thinking. It's like, how fair is that? I'm still like adjusting to the Legacy of the Void time. So I was under the impression that, oh, you can see it, you can kill it. Why isn't he killing it? It's right in front of him. Oh, you can't.
I suspect FanTaSy might too, actually, be adjusting to Legacy.
I'm thinking about that. It's like, how do you deal with that? Like, truly, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you try to kill the Overseer before it can get into your main. Good luck.
Yes, how many Marines do you have out at that time? Especially if you rushed out Hellions like that, right? I don't know.
Yeah, that's nuts.
But he played greedy. We have to remember that. He didn't go with Reapers early on. He didn't scout at all.
True. Okay, so I guess if you see the Nidus... But even if you see the Nidus, what can you do? Really? Like, even if he had scanned...
Well, maybe it's not so much seeing the Nidus, but even seeing, like, the early lair. Or seeing the number of gases. Sure. He didn't see anything. And
but even if you do see all that, I guess you just try to get tanks everywhere in siege mode as fast as you can so you can cover your whole main and natural expansion from a Nidus?
Well, if you see the earlier lair, I guess, you know, you don't focus so much on Hellions and then make something else with that. Maybe. I mean, it's something for them to figure out, I suppose.
Did you catch any of the Shoutcraft? I wonder if Solar did that at all in the Shoutcraft tournament. And I guess we're right now we're really understanding why Solar did not want his match history revealed, because these strategies are literally like cookie cutter, 5-minute timing, kill your opponent.
Yeah, he wants to get to that finals quick.
Yep.
Especially after delay, so we appreciate that, Solar. No, I'm just kidding. We want to see Solar for as much as we can, so let's see if this game 3, that is, will be a longer one. So we're back on Olrena, and it is going to be the Blue Zerg on the upper left-hand side representing Samsung Galaxy, currently up 2-0. Can he close it out right now? It is Solar.
And his opponent in the bottom left-hand location, you wouldn't necessarily guess it based on that last game, considering he's known for GG timings that are extreme. You red Terran player representing Dead Pixels, he is FanTaSy. Yeah, it's like you just GG'd right away that last game. He's like, nope, no FanTaSy GG timing here. Just maybe it's the new FanTaSy GG timing. It's the Idra timing, the Idra GG timing. Just GG right away. I mean, I'm not going to pretend he had any chance whatsoever, but isn't he known for sticking around as long as he can?
Yeah, he is. But I mean, maybe it was just that was like, okay, a bunch of roaches just popped in my base. I have nothing. I have hellions. What can I do?
Yeah, and
I guess nothing,
queens.
right? So now, if it was on this map, maybe he would have just lifted and went to the center and tried to tried
Ah,
to make it
sure.
happen there. But I don't know. He's gonna go ahead here with the Reaper expand. So unlike last time, he's gonna play a little more conventional again, get that Reaper out for scouting. And this is a small map too, so you definitely have to be careful. I mean, we're on here last series, and it was TvT granted, but now with Zerg, I mean, this is a very short distance. And if Solar did two base timings the last two games, this is definitely the map to try it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching Solar with laser eyes, like an eagle, like a hawk, because I want to see what else he has in his pockets here. Going for speed, keeping guys in gas. That's the first tell that something's gonna be similarly. I don't want to say cheesy, but similarly solary. Let's say that. Um, and Reaper, I think it's a good thing to see the gas actually, and that it's still mining, but actually didn't go peek at that. So a little bit surprised about that. Taking a gas at the natural, and FanTaSy did see that, so that could be a bit of a tell. But I'm not sure if that was like a weak drone, so he could have thought that might be canceled. But it is back up. FanTaSy going for a very fast expansion once again, and he's got the reactor on the barracks, getting some Marines out this time first, and he's gonna probably transition into some Hellion production. But let's see what Solar's gonna do with this 300 gas he has at 3 minutes. Well, we already see
Well,
Roachhorn.
yeah, Roach Warren's, about 60%, and no Lair this time, so this is actually even going to be sooner than game number one. And why not? Again, short running distance. You can just, even with slow roaches, attack at a very reasonable timing. So again, fantasy. Is he going to be able to recognize this? Is he going to
My
see this coming? He
message.
has no idea that the Roach Warren exists, and he's just, slowly producing some Marines. He does have a bunker, and that's something he can try to repair, but 9 roaches are on the way right now.
He needs tanks. Okay, there we go. One tank on the way. That's good. He needs to see this, and he's going in with the Reaper. Let's see what the Reaper can find out. There's some links
Oh,
there saying, "Get out of here. We don't want you here." Um, and now he has Watchtower control too. They're only sending 4 roaches. He should know. This is a lot of roaches. Tank, you need to get out right now. You need to get into siege mode. Adding on another bunker, but this is still pretty scary. Tank, siege up right now. Oh, he's going to turn him into...
the Ravagers.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Target down that
Alright.
tank potentially.
Exactly what we saw.
This could be very troublesome. SCVs
So
absolutely need to repair right now.
All right, here he comes.
He's
Fantasy doing
already
a better
going
job
after the
though.
tank.
I would have him repair the tank with SCVs, right? Okay, he's gonna pick it up. That's good. All right, there you go, Fantasy. That's what I like to see.
Solar is the one who GG's this time around. All inning didn't work, and we have some quick GG timings these three
Gosh,
games.
this
2-1 victory for Solar so far. Oh
I'm
wow.
trying to like compare this to chess or something, where you make a couple
Yeah.
moves. Like, okay, you know that like 3 move checkmate in chess,
Yes. Yeah.
where
The
it's
queen
like
and the
you
bishop.
move your
Yeah.
pawn up, and then you move your bishop over there, and you move your queen there. But if your opponent does like one thing to defend it, it's like it doesn't work. So
Yeah.
that's
Moving
what
out
it
one
makes me,
pawn.
yeah, right, into the
Yeah.
proper place. And so that makes me think of that, where it's like, all right,
Yeah.
if I'm playing this strategy, my opponent defends it perfectly. All right, I'm done. Like you win. GG. Oh, that's great. Good job, Fantasy.
Yeah, definitely. Solar tried to two base again. This one was the earliest one yet, but Fantasy able to get out that tank and kept it alive. That's also the critical thing. If the Ravagers took it out, then that could have been a real issue for
Yeah,
Fantasy. Wouldn't have been a game losing problem, but you would have lost a lot more. But by keeping it alive, that was his ticket to a game number 4.
I
So,
think you really have to have those SCVs just ready. You have to have them ready to go. They got to be repairing bunkers, siege tanks,
yep.
out in front to potentially tank a little bit. Um, I mean, is this how did you catch the shoutcraft stuff, or did anyone in
I
the
did
chat? I
not.
mean, it was
I did
too
not.
early for me, but um, I wonder if this is just what all he was doing in those games, just going for these very quick 2 base roach
Yeah.
timings slash Nidus craziness.
I wouldn't blame him because if he's playing Legacy a lot more than some of those other guys, they're not used to these timings yet because everything in Legacy is so much quicker. And then eventually people will catch up, I'm sure. Eventually they're going to find out how to stop these, really early two base timings. But until then, make your money, Solar. Like, I
Sure.
can't hate on you.
He's made more money than most, probably 99%, 99.9% of the people in the world today. Actually, $10,000, not a bad Sunday.
Not a bad
Um,
Sunday. I
not a
guess we
bad
do have to
Sunday.
include yesterday's games as well, but yeah, I mean,
Eh,
totally worth it.
I suppose. Yeah, it was. He's gonna increase that amount
Indeed.
automatically because everyone gets $50 just by playing. And gonna try to get first place to get the $300 prize. All right, here we are in game number 4 in the bottom side of the map. I present your blue Zerg player who's currently up 2-1 and has an affinity for Ravagers and Roaches and 2-base play. Currently up 2-1, one win away from advancing to the next round. Represented by Samsung Galaxy, he is Solar.
And on the other side, guy who was facing elimination still does, but was able to win game 3. Can he push it to game 5? What we all been waiting for. It is the Red Terran for Dead Pixels FanTaSy.
So I feel like now that's the thing with best of fives. You can really get a good feel for your opponent. And I feel like now FanTaSy has a pretty good idea of what to expect and how to kind of react to what his opponent's doing. Not surprised at all to see him go for a fast command center again. Also, probably gonna see the same stuff. I feel like the main things he's thinking about right now are getting good intel with the Reaper. That's like so important. Good intel. Check on the gas. See how much gas is mining. Stay on the front door. See how many roaches are coming out, or if there are any roaches coming out. And then getting I think a siege tank is like so important. Getting that out pretty fast. Having a bunker down and done, and having your SCVs ready to do some repairing. Provided he does all that, I feel like he can be confident to extend the game into the mid game at the very least, if not outright win the game.
Yeah, and everything you're saying is potentially what can happen given that the 2 gases have already been taken by FanTaSy in the main base. So we could be seeing both a Reaper and as well as a tech up to factory. For now, though, he's just going to go ahead and wait on that second CC to finish up, bunkering up the middle here in this natural. One thing to point out, too, is that as I look at this natural here on Prion Terraces, this wall looks a lot more manageable as far as defending. Because if we look at the first game, that was just wide open. So, I mean, it really makes it tough to play 3 base early on just because of that. This game, though, on Prion Terraces, looks like he can get a wall up pretty good. So, if that's the case, I'd imagine defending a 2 base all in wouldn't be quite as difficult.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like a lot of these maps in Legacy of the Void, I'm not sure how relevant this is, but that ramp is actually so confusing to actually wall off.
Yes.
This map especially. Like, I never know where to put my buildings. Is it wall off? Is it not? I don't know. Somebody help me.
You absolutely need to have that detection grid on. Without it,
yeah,
it's just so...
I guess I need
it looks
to do
like there's
that.
a gap right now, right?
Yeah, it does. Is it fully walled off right now?
It should be.
Okay.
I can't imagine him making
Good to
that
know.
mistake.
This is great intel for me in my personal games because I'm putting like 5 depots, and then there's still somehow my SCV is able to get through, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. But I like, yeah, as you said, much more manageable to wall it off. Oh, look at this, a fast third from Solar.
Yep.
Wow.
And credit to him, he scouted out FanTaSy,
Somewhere
saw that there was the wall, and he's like, okay, this is time to go 3 base, and that's what he's doing.
I was gonna say somewhere an angel got his wings or something. One of those expressions applies here because we are seeing a fast third from Solar. I'm pretty happy about that, which means because we're gonna get a game that will last longer than 5 minutes. Though I guess it is a Sunday night, so people have school and work in the morning. Maybe they're not so happy about that. But guys, stick around. Maybe you won't get as much sleep tonight, but that's okay because it's worth it because you're here and we're together, and that's what's important. And that being said, come hang out in the chat. I see you guys. Talk about the game. Ask questions. Questions are fun. I see, Morn SC is in there. Landau 2718 hanging out. RJC. Yips man. RJC saying aggressive games are hype. I might agree with that.
Additional
Yeah,
supply
Legacy's all about that, right? Getting that aggression in early and fast, and
And I'm
we've
sure
seen that so far. Absolutely.
Zerg players are happy too to be able to watch Solar. The I'm going to say it, the undisputed best player in Legacy of the Void in the world, from what we can tell. Okay, here we go. This is crafty. Fantasy sending a medevac with a siege tank inside. If you're new to Legacy of the Void, you can pick up siege tanks with your medevacs, and it is a lot of fun. They
Can
do
he
not
drop it
shoot.
on that ledge?
Yes,
That
I think. Yes, I'm pretty damn sure because Terrans have done that against me.
right?
It's made me very
Why
sad.
didn't he do that there? I felt
I
like
don't
he
know.
could have done that there, and then those lings would have been sent running. But
You know, that's why people actually do that strategy on this map, just because that ledge is there. They have the tank to be able to do that. So, just like that Heart of the Swarm map, or maybe it is the Legacy of the Void map, where it's like at the bottom, there's like in between the main and the natural. I think it's Heart of the Swarm map. There's that big ledge where Terran players put siege tanks. You
Yeah.
guys know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of the map name right now. But
Yeah, I was
yeah,
just-
that ledge is definitely exploitable, and I'm very surprised he didn't actually use it.
he tried to consider going into the main there of solar, but or natural, I should say, but didn't commit to it. Backed out. Saw that there was stiff resistance in these roaches. He's gonna try to take his own third base, but the ling will buy a little bit of time, a little bit of a delay. Actually, a couple more lings arriving.
Where's
now.
our friend? Oh,
No, these Marines are sleeping.
so yeah, quick secure of that gold. Of course, he is aware that his opponent took the gold as well. And Solar took that so fast. Already mining gas from there. Gosh, we can already see just how much faster Legacy of the Void is than Heart of the Swarm. Like, he's already on 3 bases with the gold. All gas is mining. And at, like, the 6-minute mark. I wonder if there's, like, a new, like, fast max. Like, if... Remember, everyone was trying to find out, okay, what's the fastest you can get to 200? And I'm certain it's obviously going to be faster in Heart of the Swarm. He's already at 150 supply at 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Good God. That's
Actually,
incredible.
one thing to note though is that the time now is actually real time. It used to be.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, the seconds used to tick faster
Oh, no.
in Heart of Swarm, but not now. Anyways,
Fantasy,
this is a
siege.
big roach.
Fantasy's
and
nothing.
rapid
He doesn't have
time.
any units.
No, he doesn't. That siege tank may help a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
It's
Too
so
much.
powerful. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This is terrifying. Like, this is normally when a 2-base timing would hit. And it's a huge 3-base timing. And I think Fantasy, there's no way he can hold this. Sorry to be that guy.
Nope. And here comes the stutter stepping train. GG, and Solar will take it 3-1 victory here. We got a pair of 3-1 decisions today, and both the winners of them are going to face off next, guys. We have Solar versus Reality. That's going to be one heck of a TvZ once more. Best of 7 for $300.
I wonder if Reality was watching the stream.
Oh,
For his sake, I hope so.
yes.
For his sake, I hope so.
Yes.
Because obviously we had the match history hidden for Solar, but Reality, it would behoove him to be able to know what Solar is up to. Because I mean, his playstyle is very real. It's very obvious now, or it has made itself apparent. It is not a fantasy; it is a reality. He likes the fast 2-base, like very quick timing pushes. If he can get away with them, and if he has to go 3 bases, he's going to do the same thing, except on 3 bases. But not one to like. A lot of people think of Zerg, right? A lot of teachers of StarCraft will tell Zerg players, all right, here's what you do. You make drones, right? And then you make units only if you're being attacked or something like that. And that's
Yeah.
like the exact opposite of what Solar's doing right here. In every single one of these games, it's not about, okay, let's defense macro up, let's get our drones out and only make units if our opponent is sending scariness across the map. No, he's the one taking initiative. He's the one changing the identity of Zerg pretty much and creating these strategies that are incredibly aggressive. And very, very, I don't want to say all in, but very, you're investing a lot into these attacks, and they better work. And if they don't, quick games are going to happen. So,
Yeah,
very interesting
one way or
play.
another, right?
I'm very happy to be watching. And unfortunately, we're not going to see Fantasy versus Reality. I know we were all hoping for it.
Well, we'll see if Reality can come with a better way of handling these timing pushes because, as you said, they're very aggressive. And, I mean, I think it comes with the territory when you're trying to get used to an expansion like this where there's so many changes And a lot of these changes seem to encourage earlier aggression, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
if you're not expecting it, you're still thinking with that old HOTS mindset, oh, I'm gonna get it at this time, which, you know, you think you can play a little more greedy when you in fact can't. That's where you're gonna get caught off guard, and that's what happened to fantasy. So we'll see if reality can do better. Until then, guys, we're gonna go on a really short break, and when we come back, we're gonna have today's Tournament of Champions finals. A lot of money on line, so don't go anywhere.